Hello, my Leo family. This is Barb at Mystic Dora Tarot, and this is your weekly tarot reading for you, Leo, for August 31st through September 6th. Thank you for joining me today. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. And please subscribe and join me each and every day for my quick glance daily readings. Now, this week, I am using the Tarot Grand Luxe deck by Ciro Marchetti, and of course the Eternal Crystals Oracle cards by Jade-Sky. Now, always a reminder, these are general readings. Now, for the Leos that desire a more personalized reading, click on my website link below. So let's get started and see what your cards are indicating this week. Okay, Leo. Starting off your reading, the Ten of Swords. Well, the first energy and message coming through from my guides is that the Ten of Swords is indicating that you've had some difficulty. You felt like you were a victim of circumstances. Possibly because of last week's reading, you were going through a transformation, which might have been somewhat difficult. And you just didn't seem to understand why or what was happening to you. And then this week's reading is starting off with the Ten of Swords. But this card in this deck is indicating that you are not physically injured. It has more to do with your feelings and your logic, and you just couldn't make sense of the situation at hand that you were dealing with. Now, one thing else. The hands that are tied here, they're not bound together. So this is a somewhat unusual message coming through. So for some Leos, this is a situation of your own making. This could be an indication that you might have made huge sacrifices for others and then received nothing in return. So this is leaving you with trying to rationalize the meaning behind all of this. You're using your mental energies, as this is the Ten of Swords. You're using all of them to try to rationally and logically understand the situation you're in. But this is a card telling you you've reached the limit, rock bottom, finished, to just give up and put closure to whatever the situation is at hand, because enough is enough. This card is telling you, Leo, to take the lessons you've learned with you, so you don't make the same mistakes again. So for some Leos, the main message of coming off of this card right away is you had some kind of difficult situation lately, and you just, for the life of you, just were wondering, why is this happening to me? So there are things that you did understand with it. So there are lessons that you learn. So just make sure that you take those lessons with you, because you don't want to go through that situation again. Now, the Ten of Swords here is Gemini's card, so it could involve a Gemini individual, and it is the Ten of Swords. So this is done. This is over. You just need to move on and eliminate this stagnant energy around you at this time. Once you do, this will reduce this number 10 energy down to number 1, and you'll be able to seek out new pursuits. And taking a look at your next card, Leo, there you go, the Ace of Swords. This is a gift from the divine, Leo. You're being presented with an opportunity to use your mind to cut through obstacles. And looking at the card here, let's look at the cording here. It almost looks like the same blue cording that was around the wrists in your previous card here. The lighting is different here, but I get the sense there's a message about, this is almost indicating self-imposed. You brought this on yourself, whatever you were dealing with, and not saying you did it on purpose. It was unconsciously brought about by something that you actually did. But now the Ace of Swords showing up is indicating clarity. You realize what was happening. This is indicating your intellect and clarity through communication. And for some Leos, there was a problem that had to be solved and you had to work through it. And this led you to some personal growth. And that was this card, as well as part of the transformative energy from last week. This was to force you to have the mental focus to make new plans, develop new ways of doing things, and then commit to seeing it through. And then with the Ace of Swords showing up, a new truth will occur to you. You will understand something in a new way and gain fresh perspective on a possible old issue. There will be absolute clarity. And with this being the Ace of Swords, this could be an opportunity to cut away what's unnecessary and leave it behind. Now, this can be in regards to your career and how you actually do your job. This is going to be shaking things up to force you to look for new alternative ways, which are going to end up being better for you, Leo. This can be eliminating a relationship, cutting out what you no longer want in your life and leave that behind. And as the Ace of Swords indicates, an opportunity and then the necessity to do the right thing. And that is to eliminate what no longer serves a purpose for you. You will be successful now, Leo. And you see the eagle pictured on the card here? If my camera would focus, I'm sorry, Leo. There we go. So the eagle represents the element air, the mind, the intellect, and the eagle being such a sharp-sighted bird and strong hunter is a symbol of power and truth as well. So you will now see something with absolute truth and clarity. But as with all the aces, the number one energy of this card has to be grasped in order for growth to occur. But I really don't see that as a problem for most Leos. Taking a look at your next card, Leo, you have the Major Arcana card, the Fool. So this puts you standing at the crossroads, as the Fool card showing up is indicating change. You also have a decision to make. Are you going to continue doing things the same old way, or are you going to go off in a new direction, a new purpose, a new calling, a new path, a new way of doing things, Leo? You have to just trust in the Fool card in order for everything to work for you, Leo. You need to take that leap of faith and trust in the universe. Take a new direction. Understand that everything has led you up to this moment. And you have to have an open mind, Leo. You can't make assumptions or try to plan out how this journey will be. You need to stay open to surprises and unexpected opportunities that will come across your path, which is such exciting energy, Leo. Anything can happen if you leave room for possibilities. And the Fool card is associated with the planet Uranus. It's associated with independence, surprises, invention, uniqueness, and revolution. And 0 symbolizes infinity. Anything is possible. 0 is the absence of everything and therefore the potential for anything. Think about that for a moment. You're standing there with the Fool card, the absence of everything, Nothing exists, nothing's there, and therefore the potential for anything. That's a pretty exciting thought that the Fool card brings in through numerology. This is before the beginning and after the end. That's why you just need to take a leap of faith, Leo, and trust in the universe. This is going to be a journey more in tune with your passion or purpose. So for many Leos, this can be in regards to your career, what you want to do. For some Leos, this can be in regards to home and family, wanting to start a family, wanting to buy a home and build up on that family. And this can be, for some Leos, an opportunity to do something that you've always wanted to do, but was hesitant. And now you've got the opportunity before you. But it all starts with the leap of faith. And even if you try to plan out your life, it has a way of its own, twists and turns, and it will never turn out exactly how you planned it to be. So the energy of the Fool card is just to make that decision. Go on a new journey or adventure in your life and don't look back and just embrace whatever comes your way. Now your 3-card spread adds up to number 11. This is a master number. The master number 11 brings higher intuition and spiritual insight, almost supernatural abilities. This is a sign of enormous power, both mental and physical. It is the root of all the other master numbers. And the numerology for your reading is telling you to find the greatest happiness by embracing rather than denying the power of this master number. The wisdom and inspiration will carry you safely through difficulties, provided you're willing to put your trust and your leap of faith behind it. You're starting off with the 10 of Swords, which actually represents something not being done to you physically, but more a situational circumstance. You can't figure out the logic or rationalize the meaning behind the circumstances. Your hands are tied, but not together. So somewhat restricted, but wanting you to figure out an alternative way to now move forward. That is the main message of this card. This card and message for this reading, Leo, is for you to use those swords to cut through the circumstances. Define alternative ways to move forward. And then you have the Ace of Swords, which is success after difficult times. This is an opportunity being presented to you to move forward and telling you to eliminate what is no longer needed in your life at this time, because you're preparing for your next card, the Major Arcana card, the Fool. You're standing at the crossroads. Now, are you going to do things in the same old way, or did you learn something back here? Are you going to decide to do something new, something unexpected, something where not every single second is planned out? And with your numerology being the master number 11, tap into your higher self for the spiritual guidance and ability for you to be able to take advantage of this new journey, this new opportunity, this new way of doing things, and who you're going to do them with. Now, this is a general reading, and I'm picking up several different energies, but it's all in regards to each Leo's individual wants and desires, your life purpose, whatever you're passionate about. And the sword energy here is telling you to eliminate, cut away what no longer works for you in your life, Leo. You're being called by Spirit to use your gifts and talents in a unique way. But you do have to be open-minded and trust in the universe this week. Now let's take a look and see which crystal your angels and guides have selected for you this week. PERIDOT. Now, for most Leos, especially August birthdays, this is your actual August birthstone. But it is so much more than that. And this is no coincidence that one, this is your birthstone, and two, that your angels and guides have selected this particular crystal to point out what it is you need to be doing. This crystal is associated with the heart chakra. It is also associated with relationships and healing. And for so many of you, whether you know it or not, Leo, you're being encouraged to use your natural healing abilities, your compassionate energy, and your love to help and nurture and teach others at this time. Now, whatever form of teaching that you're able to do, know that your spirit guides and angels are supporting you with this. Your words are very powerful, Leo, and you have the ability to connect with people from all walks of life and can provide important information to those who need it. And you may even be teaching unknowingly through your writing, through the words you speak, through your own positive energy, or even just by leading by example. So at least part of your life's purpose, Leo, is to heal and teach others and share your knowledge wherever you can. So be sure to have your birthstone on hand this week to guide you on this brand new fool's journey, which I'm sure most of you are very curious about where it will take you. Now, I leave you with the message of the cards, Leo, but it is all within your own hands. You decide your own destiny, Leo. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe and help support my channel. Love and abundance to my Leo family.